Hello, everybody. How are you? Now, let's continue with the questions of the day. Now, I can see one complaint that the aspirants today have, particularly that appearing for the UPSC. They say that in preliminary examination there are certain questions on biodiversity which are based on species, and we hardly get material for solving these kind of questions because the books or the study materials which are available in the market is not catering to the requirements of these types of questions. But certainly, if you look at the species which are endemic in India, particularly those species, questions can be framed, and those species also which are critically endangered, on the verge of extinction, questions can be framed of elsewhere also. So let's try to solve one or two questions like that also. And after every 1 or 2 days, one question from biodiversity. Today I have framed a question on that. But look at the main news and the questions based on that. Now, first question is, consider the following statements and select the correct quote. Article 348 of the Constitution says that until Parliament by law otherwise provides, all proceedings in the Supreme Court and the High Court and authoritative text of bills, orders, acts shall be in English language only. Second statement is, according to the Constitution, the legislature of the state may adopt. Legislature of the state, just one second, may adopt. Yes, it was not visible. Any one or more than one language used in the state, or Hindi or other languages to be used for all or any of the official purpose of the state. And third is, Official Language Act was passed in 1963. If you look at these three statements, nothing but all these three statements are correct. And first statement, that is Article 348, says that the Constitution says that until Parliament by law otherwise provide, all proceedings in the Supreme Court and High Court and authoritative text of bills, orders, acts shall be in English language only. What does that mean? The official language of India is Hindi in the Devanagari script. But the Constitution, when it came into force, the Constitution of India says that for 15 years, English would be the official language, and after that is 1965, the Parliament by law would provide all proceedings in the Supreme Court, High Court, and authoritative text of the bills to be conducted in Hindi or English. So this would be decided by whom? This would be decided by Parliament. Clear. So Parliament by legislation would be deciding that whether the official languages, text of these orders, bills, etc. would be Hindi or in English. And how English was used, because the Official Language Act was passed in 1963. And under this act, we can see the Parliament Parliament passed this act, and in this act it has been mentioned that English would continue to be used for Supreme Court, High Court, and authoritative text of the bills, orders. So, although we have Hindi as the official language mentioned in the Constitution in the Devanagari script, English continues to be used. How? Because of the legislation passed by the Parliament in 1963, Official Act of the Parliament in 1963. Clear? That's the first thing. But the Parliament by law can pass also a bill and say that the Supreme Court, High Court, text, bills, orders, acts can have Hindi language also. There's no problem in that. This has been clearly stated. But this is Article 348, which is in the news. And yesterday, there was an uproar in the Parliament because of the titles of the bills being in Hindi or in Sanskrit. The opposition said that Hindi is being imposed on us. And this is violative of what? This is violative of Article 348. 1B. So this is violative of Article 348. Only remember Article 348. So this was said, and this is Article 348 that you have to know. Now, second is according to the Constitution. So it means that Hindi is the official language, but Parliament in 1963 passed the Official Language Act in which English has been used for this purpose. And the Parliament would decide by legislation whether English or Hindi can be used, would be used. According to the Constitution, the legislature of the state, second statement, may adopt any one or more than one languages used in the state, which is used, spoken in the state, used in the state, or Hindi also, or other languages to be used for all or any of the official purpose of the state. It can be for some official purpose of the state, it can be for all official purpose of the state that these languages can be used. But this should be passed by the state legislature. This should be adopted by the state legislature. And this has been clearly mentioned in Article 345 of the Constitution. An Official Language Act was passed in 1963. That's correct, 100%. And under which I said that the Parliament said the Act says that English would continue to be used in all these things. So the correct answer is 1, 2, and 3. That's the first question. Let's see the second question as such. No question? Yes. Just let me place it. A second. Which one of the following statement related to Proba 3 mission, Proba 3 stands for Project for Onboard Autonomy, is incorrect? It consists of twin satellites in which two spacecraft would fly as one. The purpose of this mission is to study Sun's outer atmosphere. The mission of ISRO will produce artificial solar eclipse in the orbit. And of prominence on the Sun is a large, bright, dense arc of ionized gases which extends from the Sun's surface to the outer atmosphere. See, the incorrect option would be C. Sorry. The incorrect option is C, because this is not a mission of ISRO. This is a mission of European Space Agency. ESA. And it has been launched by ISRO's PSLV C-59. So this has been launched by ISRO's PSLV C-59, but it's a mission of European Space Agency and consists of twin satellites. That's true. The purpose of the mission is to study Sun's outer atmosphere. Sun's outer atmosphere is called as what? It's called as corona. Chromosphere is the Sun's atmosphere. Let's take it here. Suppose this is the Sun. This is the chromosphere. And the outermost part of the chromosphere is called as corona. Corona. And this corona, from here, the charged particles, they are directed towards the Earth. And these charged particles include protons, electrons, and alpha particles. And the coming of charged particles towards the Earth is referred to as solar wind. Coming of charged particles is called as solar wind. So this statement is correct. And this mission of ISRO will produce artificial solar eclipse is incorrect. Definitely artificial solar eclipse would be produced in the orbit by this mission, but this is not of ISRO as such. A prominence on the Sun is a large, bright, dense arc of ionized gases which extends. See, often these prominences are 1,000 kilometers in length. These are the flames erupting from the surface. It extends towards the corona and they are called as prominences. So all the statement is correct except C. Let's see the third question. Now, third question is, covering an area of 1,000 square kilometer and situated near India-Bhutan border, mindfulness city of Gelefu promises a sustainable future. Which one of the following statement is incorrect related to this city? It would have executive autonomy, but law of Bhutan would prevail. It would be carbon neutral economic hub. It would act as an economic corridor between South Asia and Southeast Asia. Proposed India Bhutan railway line would also connect to this city. The correct answer is what? The correct answer is A, because it would have executive autonomy, but it would also have legal independence, so that the investor can invest over there. It would be a carbon neutral economic hub. That's true. And it would act. Now, this city is being established with the help of India. Anything which is done in Bhutan is with the help of India only, because one can say that Bhutan is a good friend of India. And why this is in news? Because the king of Bhutan, Jigme Wangchuk, is on a state visit to India, and he signed agreements with the Indian government. And in this agreement, it has been again stated by the Indian government that India would be helping Bhutan in the development of this carbon neutral economic hub. Galenfu is what? Galenfu is near the India Bhutan border, and this is near Assam. It would be carbon neutral economic hub. It would act as an economic corridor between Southeast Asia and South Asia. That's definitely true. And the proposed India Bhutan railway line would connect to Galinfu. But why? See, India Bhutan relationship is in news in the limelight of an agreement signed between Nepal and China, which is the framework for the Belt and Road Initiative of China. Belt and Road Initiative. And that's why India Bhutan relationship becomes important in this context. And certainly, this city is very important, Califu. Let's see the next question. Which one of the following statement is incorrect? The lifespan of bitumen steel slag road is more than that of a concrete or cement road. The steel slag road is less thick compared to the conventional concrete road. The steel slag road can withstand more pressure and load, and steel slag is produced at the time of separation of molten steel from impurities. What do you think? Which is the incorrect option? The incorrect option is first, because the lifespan of bitumen steel slag road is less, not more. It is 15 years. But that of a concrete road or cemented road is 30 years. The steel slag road is less thick, that's true. The steel slag road can withstand more pressure and load. Steel slag is produced at the time of separation. See, steel slag was a big concern for the steel industries, where to dump it, because it was dumped in the landfills. Now, to adhere to the circular economy, what we are doing is we are using this steel slag in the making of roads. And these roads have been developed by the Central Road Research Institute and also the CSIR. So, a collaborative effort of that. The first road which was developed, steel slag road which was developed in India, was developed in the city of Surat first. Then it was developed in Arunachal Pradesh near the border by the Border Road Organization with the help of CSIR and also CRRI. That is Central Road Research Institute of India. So it has been developed. And just like this, earlier we had the plastic roads also. Plastic roads developed by Mr. Rajgopalan. He was called as the plastic man of India. So in India, we developed plastic roads also. So this would be helping us in maintaining a circular economy. Circular economy means what? That the waste product from one area would be utilized as a raw material for other. Clear? So that would be helping in circular economy. Let's see the next question. Consider now, this is a question on biodiversity. I just now told you that there are some questions on biodiversity which needs to be solved, which is in the science reporter, down to earth, etc. So it needs to be solved. Consider the following statement. The kakapo, also known as owl parrot, is a critically endangered bird. It is native to Southeast Asia. The bird cannot fly but moves along the forest cover and is nocturnal in nature. Nocturnal means acts during night time. Diurnal means acts during daytime. They are solitary birds. They are vegetarian but occasionally consume insect. How many of the above mentioned statements are correct? See, not all, four. And the incorrect, all these are correct. The incorrect is that it's native to New Zealand. And it is on the verge of, critically endangered, verge of extinction. So the face appears to be that of an owl, and it is the heaviest parrot because the weight of this parrot is 4 kg. It is solitary, it lives in loneliness, and we can see that they are found in forest. They are vegetarian also, and occasionally consume. Now, why they are in news? Because they are in news because they are on the verge of extinction. Why? Because of the predators like cats, like the other animals. So, what is being done for them? Now, they are being shifted from New Zealand to islands which are free from these predators. The concern is not only predators but also human interference, the habitat loss because of which their numbers have dwindled. So you should know about what is kakapo, which is in news. This much for today. Thanks so much.